What's up, guys? It's your boys Wokey back at it with another Chris Watts video. And this one has definitely some big britches right now, stating that there is Chris Watts' case will be reopening in 2026. New evidence and petitions released. I'm definitely interested. So I don't know why I'm waving this red flag anymore, but we're going to be getting into this video from the YouTube channel called Secret in the Dock. If you guys have not gone on over the channel, I suggest you highly go over there. Definitely enjoy the channel. I am subscribed myself. But on my channel, if you guys could subscribe to me, if you're watching, it is free, it's easy, and all you have to do is hit that white bar icon somewhere where it says subscribe, and then hit the bell icon next to it, so when I do post videos like this one, you guys will get that little ring notification that I've posted that video. Then you guys can watch, comment, like, and share. And again, thank you also very much for that love and support that you do show on my channel. My channel would not be what it is without you guys, and keep on doing what you guys are doing. And also, again, if you don't like my channel or don't want to watch my video, or you hate the video and tell me to stop it, don't watch the video. Like, I'm not I am asking you, but I'm not making you watch the video. If you don't want and like my content, go away. Like, I don't care that you don't like my channel. Like, they literally have to voice their opinion in my comments. I hate your channel. You're psycho. You're obsessed. Like, really? Okay. Sure. Nice little whatever you created. It's ridiculous. If you don't like it, go. But for those that want to watch, let's get into the video right now. Let's see if this is actually new.
Yeah, so everyone's gonna try cookies and cream. All right, Bella gets cookies and cream. Cece gets cookies and cream.
Ready?
Ready?
Set.
You're the taste testers.
Yummy.
Is it yummy? What's it taste like?
Chocolate.
Chocolate. What else?
Watermelon.
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 What's it taste like, Cece?
Chocolate.
Chocolate.
She liked it.
Is it delicious? Daddy?
Oreo wrapped with vanilla. It's nice.
Oreo wrapped in vanilla. Is it yummy, Cece? Is that good, Bella? I think they like cookies and
The
cream.
chocolate and watermelon.
More than 7 years. It's been more than 7 years since the world watched the Chris Watts case unfold. A man who destroyed his own family, and a story that many believed had ended forever. But now, that ending may be changing. In 2025, quiet rumors began turning into something more concrete. Legal whispers, filings, private discussions buried deep inside online forums. And tonight, the world is waking up to the same shocking headline. The Chris Watts case will be reopened come 2026.
Why?
New documents are said to exist. Old evidence is being re-examined. And voices that were once silent are beginning to speak again. No one knows what this means, not yet. But one thing is certain. What was once considered closed may no longer be. As the date draws closer, questions grow louder. What changed? Who came forward? And why, after all these years, does it feel like justice might finally be rewriting itself? The story of Chris Watts was supposed to be over. But come 2026, it may just begin again. It started quietly, a late-night
But there's new documents? Can we see these documents?
post in a true crime forum. A user claiming to have seen internal filings about the Watts case resurfacing in 2026. No one took it seriously at first, but within hours, screenshots spread like wildfire.
Where?
A TikTok account picked it up, adding dramatic music and a single chilling caption. Confirmed. The Chris Watts case will reopen in 2026. From there, it was everywhere.
I'm curious. No, I'm curious to see the comments. Let's see the comments. They should only. would be amazing. If you guys don't know what I'm looking at right here. Look at these comments. I feel so bad for the, but if I don't want this. So I don't want the. So how do I want to say this? I don't think the Ruseks have to be involved because it's NK. Because I don't want them to have to go through hearing it again when they don't want to hear it and stuff like that. We want to be respectful towards the families, obviously. But I do feel that if it was Nicole that was tried, I don't think it would matter on that part because it's a case going after Nicole. I don't know. Somebody's in the comment going, so Wokey doesn't know what he's talking about. We're having a conversation. Can you hush? I'm having a conversation with my viewers, so calm down. I want it open because I want Nicole to be looked at. That's the only reason why I care about this, is because Nicole deserves some type of judgment. And I literally just watched a video, if I show you guys. So it's this video right here, but it was this guy right here. This is a serial killer case. Again, it's not completely the same because we don't know if Nicole actually had complete hands-on or if was like the hitman or not the hitman, but the hired hit, or she wanted the hit on Nicole or Shanann. I don't know. But this serial killer's case was reopened in the 90s. He was already serving a life sentence. They just gave him 4 extra life sentences. I mean, the man's not getting out. He's been in prison for like 40 years. So, but it's the fact that cases can be reopened and they can be re-examined if new documents, new evidence, new information comes forward. If like a witness came by and said, hey, I saw this happening. There was somebody there that morning, or I can't hold this in anymore. Nicole wanted me to keep this quiet. I mean, any of that kind of stuff could have be like red flag. Let's open this up kind of thing. But there's also a case that could be going against. And when I speak about this kind of stuff, it's not from just my own thoughts that I've said, hey, they should do this. But I'm getting this information from retirees or people that are actually in the court system as we speak, that are officers, lawyers, doctors, morticians, psychological therapists. I mean, I've had the spectrum of people message me and show me all these things. But again, I can't show them all because these people have jobs that if I said anything, it could hinder their job. Do I want that? No, I don't. But these people have asked to be anonymous because of their practices or their jobs and their livelihood. And if I said, oh, this judge, maybe they would go to this person and question it. So they've just asked me, but a lot of them have said this case was done all wrong, way too fast. I think it was 82 or 87 days, ridiculously fast. They released the house so suddenly. I think it was like 3 to 4 days. Not even that. I think it was 3 days that they had the house under lockdown, grabbed what they needed, and then we're done. But it just so happens there's a couple other things that were interesting, that the police cameras, the night that pretty much the house was released, the cameras went off when the DA had arrived. Don't know if that's true. It's alleged right now because we don't actually see them going into the house and then turning off the camera. That could be probably in the files where we can't see it. But yeah, so let's continue this video.
Facebook groups, true crime podcasts, even major YouTube channels began hinting at sources close to the family. What began as rumor now sounded
that are bigger than me, but yet everybody's like, Zawoki needs to stop. It's my opinion. Calm down.
Like an announcement. For millions, this wasn't just another update. It was a second chance at justice. a chance to ask what really happened that night in Frederick, Colorado,
I miss myself
and if
being
the
that
world
age.
had truly been told the full story. Creators began uploading videos titled New Motive Uncovered, Unseen Evidence Found, Reopening 2026 Confirmed.
It's not only
Views
me.
skyrocketed. Every post added a new detail, a supposed witness, a legal leak,
CC.
an overlooked statement. And the more people searched, the more proof appeared. Archived interviews, old discovery files, prison letters that suddenly seemed to mean something different. By the end of the year, one thing was certain. The chriswatts case had come back to life. Not in court, not yet, but in the minds of millions who believed 2026 would finally deliver the answers that 2018 never did. It wasn't just a rumor anymore. It was a countdown. By the first week of November 2025, it was no longer a rumor whispered in dark corners of the internet. It was trending. TikTok was flooded with short clips quoting insider legal sources. True crime YouTubers began hosting live countdowns to the supposed 2026 reopening. And on Reddit, users claimed to have seen new filings sealed under confidentiality orders. The public wasn't just reading, they were investigating.
So how do we get those open?
Dozens of amateur sleuths poured through old interviews, timelines, and police reports, searching for something, anything, that could prove the story true. And the internet delivered.
Trying.
One viral post claimed that a prison source had confirmed a re-evaluation of the case. Another video, viewed more than 3 million times, showed supposed
Yeah, and then they go, Zaboki's got all these views. I don't have 3 million views on a Chris Watts case. Are you kidding me?
documents marked 2026.
Oh,
None of
I want to see these.
them could be verified. But in a world of screens and headlines, verification didn't matter anymore. What mattered was that people believed. Everyone had a theory. Some said Watts had confessed to more than he was charged with. Others claimed a third party had come forward, a name redacted, a statement sealed. And a few whispered that a powerful figure had stepped in behind the scenes to reopen the case.
Oh,
Each post felt bigger than the last. Each detail, more convincing. Even small local outlets began picking it up, framing it as developing news. Headlines read, "Legal motions may signal movement in the Watts case." And that was all it took. Hope, anger, curiosity, all ignited at once. For Shanann's supporters, it felt like long overdue justice.
6?
For true crime fans, it was the return of a story they never stopped thinking about. And for everyone else, it was proof of what the internet already knew. That no story, no matter how final, ever truly ends online. By now, it wasn't just about Chris Watts. It was about us. Our need for one more twist, one more truth, one more ending that finally makes sense. Every storm eventually meets the law. And for all the noise online, there is still one gate that decides what lives and what dies in the world of justice: the court record. If the Chris Watts case is to reopen come 2026, it must begin here. Not on social media, not in public opinion, but inside a courthouse governed by rules older than the crime itself. For a conviction like this to be revisited, one of 3 doors must open.
Okay.
The first, newly discovered evidence, something that fundamentally
I thought you said there was something of that already.
changes what the jury, or in this case the plea, once believed. The second, a procedural error so severe it threatens the fairness of the conviction itself. And the third, extraordinary relief, a petition that argues human rights were
I don't think it's going to go off on the petition, but
violated in the process.
it just shows how many people want this open.
Whispers online mention all 3. Some claim that untested evidence has been located, a piece of data buried deep in the original discovery. Others suggest that new handwriting analyses, psychological evaluations, or sealed reports could qualify as new evidence. No confirmations exist, but the words are powerful enough to blur the line between law and possibility. Legal experts quietly note that reopening a guilty plea is nearly impossible. Yet in rare cases, petitions
It
can reach
has.
higher courts, not to free the convicted, but to re-examine
It's very rare, but it's possibility.
the process that led there. Could that be what's coming? Could 2026 mark the start of a procedural audit, not of innocence, but of the machinery of justice itself? 7 years is a long time in the American legal system. Memories fade, laws change, and sometimes the
And he's going to be there again for another 7 years, and another 7 years after that, and another 7 years after that. And he's going to have a lot of 7 years.
pressure of public fascination can force an institution to at least look again. So when insiders hint that certain documents are being reviewed, the question isn't whether Chris Watts walks free. It's whether the system that condemned him might finally be reopening its own record. If that happens, it will not be a retrial. It will be a reckoning, a reopening not of innocence, but of history. Every time the world moves on, this case finds its way back. It creeps into headlines, resurfaces in documentaries, dominates late-night comment threads, as if something unfinished is still waiting beneath it. The Chris Watts story was supposed to end in 2018. A guilty plea, a lifetime sentence, a courtroom drained of emotion. Yet for millions of people, it never ended at all. Why? Psychologists call it narration, the human need to finish a story that feels incomplete. What's confessed? Yes. But his motives, his emotions, his transformation, they still feel
But then he also was like, "Oh, they pushed me into my confession."
like blanks in a novel we can't close. Each year, new theories rise. A hidden accomplice, a suppressed confession, an
There's
undisclosed
thousands of
recording.
them.
And every theory keeps the audience alive, keeps the illusion that this man's story isn't fully written. It's not just curiosity, it's comfort. Because deep down, people want to believe that evil has a pattern, something that can be explained, predicted, even prevented. If the case reopens,
A lot of the videos that I've watched of like the first 48 and stuff like that, a lot of murders could have been prevented. And I mean, obviously, it's when it's our time to go. That's when God decides it's our time to go. But yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about that one.
if new evidence truly surfaces, then maybe chaos can still make sense.
But again, murder is not the answer. Murder can be prevented and tried to withheld from others when it comes to like weapons and stuff like that. If a person is having psychosis thoughts, they shouldn't be around knives or weaponry, and we need to see those signs and stalkers and pedophiles, and we can prevent this if we just. It's all comes down to budgeting. If they don't have the budget, they can't do it.
In prison, Watts has reportedly found religion. Letters circulate, some verified, some not.
I am not judging the man on his religion. That is between him and the Lord above. So I can't sit there and be like, "Oh, I'm surprised he's found religion like that." That's judging him, and I can't judge on his faith and so forth because that's not for me to say. If he has found God, great, fantastic. But you should have found it before because those four innocent souls didn't deserve that.
Speaking of redemption, forgiveness, prophecy, whether you believe them or not, they fuel the narrative that something is still happening behind those walls. So when the internet whispers that the case will be reopened come 2026, what people are really saying is, we're not ready to let it die. It's not just about justice anymore. It's about our reflection, our fear, our fascination, our inability to turn away from the abyss once it stares back. And maybe that's why this rumor feels so real. Because it isn't just about him. It's about us. Behind concrete walls and razor wire, information travels differently. Whispers replace headlines. Truth seeps in through letters, visits, and the hum of radios tuned to the outside world. Chris Watts lives in that silence now. A man confined not just by his sentence, but by the stories that continue to chase him. Some reports say that Watts has heard about the 2026 reopening rumor. Others claim he's been shown news clips by fellow inmates, that he's been told something big is coming. No official confirmation exists, but sources close to the facility describe his reaction as distant, calm,
Like
almost
always.
detached, as if he's learned that every new rumor is just another echo of the world he left behind.
He don't care what
Inmates
happens.
who've crossed
now.
paths with him describe a man who spends hours reading scripture, writing
I think he's to the point now where he's probably doesn't even care if Nicole gets found out or not. He's just like, I'm stuck. I can't go anywhere.
letters, and avoiding the very topic that made his name infamous. Yet, even in that isolation, he cannot escape the one thing he created, a narrative that refuses to die. One letter, believed to be in his handwriting, surfaced online months ago. It spoke of a divine reckoning, of truth being revealed in time.
You're Jezebel.
Whether real or fabricated, it poured gasoline on the fire. And by the time anyone questioned its authenticity, the internet had already decided what it meant. That Chris Watts believed his case would reopen come 2026. Even from a cell, he has become a myth. A man trapped in a story the world keeps rewriting.
Little man.
Each rumor reshaping him. Each theory turning him into something less human, more symbolic. He cannot stop it. He cannot correct it. And maybe part of him doesn't want to. Because as long as people believe there's still more to tell, his name and his story will never truly fade. Time is the one witness that never lies. And as 2025 fades, the clock begins its slow
The buddy that I have that knows or works with an officer or corrections officer says that this guy still gets letters from women. Still.
march toward what so many believe
as
will
much.
be a new chapter. The reopening of one of America's most haunting murder cases. Across online forums, the countdown has already begun. Reddit threads track legal calendars. TikTok accounts claim inside sources. YouTube channels dissect every rumor, every letter, every
I'm dissecting every rumor.
possible legal clue. It feels
And then they go, Zawoki's spreading rumors. Like, have you watched the whole video? You know I'm not believing like 90% of these.
like the country is
I'm also debunking, and also putting my 2 cents if I believe it or not, which a lot of the times is like, meh.
waiting for something. Something official. Something that could finally explain why this story refuses to end. In Colorado, journalists have reportedly reached out to court officials for comment. So far, silence.
Silence.
No filings, no motions,
I don't want to talk
no
to you.
visible movement in the legal system. Yet that silence only feeds the fire. Because in the world of true crime, silence is never empty. It's suspense. If the case were to reopen come 2026, it would begin quietly. A single petition,
I don't think it's going to open up in 2026. I think it's going to be more or less to the point where, like, Behind Criminal Minds said, it's going to take a new DA. And I'm already started my paperwork to give to the new DA come 2029. I want to make sure it is like legit, it is like professional, it is I'm going to cross my T's, dot my I's. I know Behind Criminal Minds is going to send out 100-page. I don't know if I'm going to do that much, maybe 20, but I'm going to put all my ducks in a row, and I'm going to send it for 2029. when they get a new DA. So,
Filed behind closed doors. A judge's name on a document no one
will it do anything? I have no idea, but it doesn't hurt to try.
notices at first. Then, one morning, it would break. Headlines would flood every screen.
And all the information I have is for NK, nothing else.
And every theory, every obsession, every doubt we've carried for 8 years would come crashing back into the light. But what if that day never comes? What if the
Never
real
say
story
never.
isn't about reopening a case, but about how we keep reopening our fascination with it? The date is coming. The rumor has already done its work. And whether it's true or not, millions will be watching the clock when midnight strikes. When midnight finally comes, there will be no breaking news, no courthouse lights flickering back on, judge signing a new order. The rumor that the Chris Watts case will
The
be
governor could do
reopened
it.
come 2026 will dissolve quietly, just as every rumor before it has, because the truth is simple and it's not cinematic. Legally, this case is sealed by a guilty plea, a confession signed and witnessed, a story the law has
Never say
already
never.
written in ink. But still we wait. Still we talk. Still, we imagine that somehow there's more to uncover. Why? Because this case isn't just about crime anymore. It's about human nature, about how far we'll go to find meaning in the things that terrify us. Every rumor gives us hope that evil can still be rewritten, that somewhere, somehow, justice can be rebalanced, that the darkness of one man's act could still reveal a hidden truth we missed.
That death
But some
stare.
stories never really end because we won't let them. They live on in documentaries, in comment sections, in the quiet
Reddit
moments where we
posts.
ask ourselves how something like this could ever happen. And so, even if the law never reopens the Chris Watts case, we will, over and over again, in conversations, in theories, in the haunting silence between what we know and what we fear. The case won't be reopened in 2026, but our obsession with it, that will never close.
So I see what he kind of did there. I mean, technically, this case could open in 2026, but you could say all these what ifs until they actually go in motion or go into the act or whatever have you. I wouldn't say I necessarily think this is clickbait, but it is more or less. I mean, the rumors could have been in 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022. The Watts case could reopen. Like, you could just keep doing it over and over and over. That would get old. But apparently, new documents, new stuff that could show that is in the locker. But are we going to be able to see those? No, because the DA right now has it on lockdown. There is new stuff that could come out. Are we going to get it? Probably not. But there's stuff in that evidence locker that could pertain to NK. We just don't, we won't know for another 4 more years. And probably after that, hopefully. But again, we can't see the futures because if we saw the future, a lot of us would be doing probably Powerball numbers. So comment your guys' thoughts down below on this video. Don't forget to subscribe to both channels. If you don't want to, that's okay too. You guys can put thumbs down. You guys can put your hateful comments in. Is it needed? Is it wanted? No, I don't really care. I just think it's funny that you guys will sit there and like point the fingers and sticks and stones and all that stuff. And it's just like, how childish are we? Kind of thing. Again, thank you guys for being here. Please take care. Be safe. As always, keep nerding on, and we will see you guys in the next video.